Hello, I'm TAP-G.
And I'm SurferClock.
And welcome to What's the Attraction, where our work is your vacation. Okay, Marvel has ruled the world pretty well since the Marvel Cinematic Universe kicked off with Iron Man in 2008. But of course, there's been varying degrees of success, and nowhere is this more evident than prior to the kickoff previously mentioned. Some, like Sony's original Spider-Man movies, not too bad. Fox's handling of the X-Men, ranging from pretty good to holy smooth, my eyes, make it stop. And then there's the Fantastic Four, currently in the hands of Fox.
There have been 3 theatrical movies starring the first family of Marvel. There was 2005's Fantastic Four, which currently has a 27% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Its sequel, Rise of the Silver Surfer, has at 37% on Rotten Tomatoes. Then came the gritty reboot from 2015, which really didn't do well, at a whopping 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. When it comes to cinematic representation, Reed Richards, Johnny Storm, Susan Storm, and Ben Grimm have really gotten quite the shaft.
Their arch-rival, Dr. Doom, was one of the few things people had problems with, and thankfully this ride doesn't get sullied by those movies, and instead adapts from the source material itself, the comics. Today's ride, Dr. Doom's Fearfall.
Now, much like Spider-Man, Hulk, and Accelatron, Fearfall has been a mainstay since Islands of Adventure opened in 1999. It remains one of the few drop rides in the Big Three, next to the much more elaborately themed and lavishly detailed Tower of Terror.
The story is Dr. Doom wants to pick up people, strap them to a big pole, and shoot them up in the air, and yo-yo them back down to the earth.
That's it? That's all you got?
What, that's not evil enough for you?
Frankly, no. This sounds like something Dr. Doofenshmirtz would do to Agent P.
And now, Beauty the Platypus, behold, my latest detonator, the Skyinator! Once I let you walk of your own volition to the harness and seat and strap yourself in, I will launch you 185 feet or 56.388 meters into the sky. Then I will lower you like a bouncing yo-yo back down to the ground. Then I will dethrone Roger as Mayor of Danville, and I will go on to rule the tri-state area! Sure, it seems a little weird seeing that there's no correlation going on, but I assure you I've done the research, it's there. Alright, like you can afford to be so judgmental. You know as well as I've done far worse. Look, I'll tell you what, if this scheme fails, I'll sell it to a theme park. How does Universal sound?
I think we're missing some key information here. What do we even know about Dr. Doom anyway?
I just want to know what the Smoo's plan was supposed to be. Tell you what, let me call my buddy Matt over at moviepilot.com. He's like a savant when it comes to superheroes.
Hello?
Hi, Matt Timmy Creamer at moviepilot.com.
Yeah, can I help you?
It's TAP-G from What's the Attraction?
Who?
Anyway, you're big into superheroes. What do you got on Dr. Doom?
Why? What do you need to know? What is this for?
Oh, I'm looking up Dr. Doom's Fearfall, Islands of Adventure, and I need a comic book nerd to give me a little background on Mr. Doom.
I'm a what now?
Oh, like you've never been called that before.
If I do this for you, do you promise to never call this number again? A number I'm just now realizing I never give out.
Oh, my people have people who know people how to keep their word.
I don't need to go over those horrible movie adaptations of a character, do I?
The less said about them, the better.
Okay, well, he was introduced in 1962 in Fantastic Four number 5. Son of a Romanite witch, Victor Von Doom overcame a bunch of tragic obstacles in his home country of Latveria before he traveled to America to pursue higher learning. It was there he met Reed Richards, the future Mr. Fantastic, and he basically hated the guy. They made a machine to communicate with the dead, which exploded, permanently disfiguring Doom. Eventually, he returned to Latveria to hone his skills at magic, where he crafted his infamous metallic suit, instigated a revolution, and became king of Latveria.
So, like a Jean Valjean meets Emin Dantes meets Scar from the Lion King.
Sure, I guess. Anyway, he is considered the most intelligent villain, if not character, in Marvel history. He's also proficient in sorcery, so between that, his intellect, and his immense ego, he's a force to be reckoned with. What makes him unique is that he's not just a king, but he's an effective king who not only loves his country, but will do anything to protect it. One of the biggest issues that Fantastic Four and other Marvel heroes he fights often grapple with is the political and diplomatic ramifications of invading a sovereign nation, where the populace loves their king, the king loves them, but he's still a megalomaniacal villain. In fact, one time he...
Yeah. But has he ever strapped people to a pole and launched them into the air and slowly bounced them down to the ground?
Not in any story I've ever read.
Great. That's all I needed. Ciao, amigo.
Now, wait just a minute. Is this going to be recorded and used in a YouTube video?
A video?
Because I have a legal team standing by should you involve me in an online production without crediting me.
Why, Matt Timmy Creamer from MoviePilot.com. How dare you imply we're just using you as a cheap cameo?
I wasn't.
Gotta go.
Smooth legal counsel, Matt Murdock.
Oh, like you offered anything better, Foggy.
Well, like a good lawyer, I did some digging. Turns out that the story is that Doom is harvesting fear, pure fear, by shooting us in the air and using that fear against the Fantastic Four.
Seriously? He's collecting fear. So he works for Monsters Incorporated?
Well, he's collecting fear, not screams.
Like there's a difference.
And I guess because we're lining up voluntarily, we're supposed to be citizens of Latveria.
That's a weird set of plot points.
Well, you gotta admit, it's better than Six Flags, which just slaps the name of a DC superhero or villain and doesn't even bother to tell a story.
So, discussion time?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, that story just kind of falls flat.
Not necessarily. I think that there is a way that the story actually kind of does work. It's in a key detail that you'll find as you go around, as you go both towards the entrance and the exit of Dr. Doom's Fearfall. Now, you'll find that it's in a place kind of called Doom Alley. You kind of go and you line up for the ride, but if you take a look at the ground, you'll notice a few unusual looking stones. If you take a look at them carefully, you'll actually find silhouettes. And you'll find eventually that there's a series of 4 silhouettes. Each of these silhouettes represents one of the Fantastic Four that has been defeated by Dr. Doom's fear-harvesting device.
No.
Yeah.
That's pretty messed up.
Yep. And honestly, in a place like Marvel Superhero Island, this kind of thing actually sort of works. It's almost like an alternate universe where Dr. Doom has actually won against the Fantastic Four.
Kind of like how in Phantasmic, how the villains are allowed to have their own thing amid all the other characters in their stories.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But this is a more concrete example, like quite literally in the concrete. So, to me, that actually makes this weird, odd little story kind of work out.
I don't know. For me, I think it just doesn't work in the context of the ride itself. I mean, they have basically what is a very generic drop ride, and then they slapped on this whole story that they really kind of had to construct around it. I'm just not sure this ride structure would have been appropriate for Islands of Adventure. Not just in terms of just being very thinly veiled in terms of theming, but, you know, it seems like that they really had to shoehorn in a lot of details.
You know, as basic as this ride seems, and yeah, they don't do a whole lot to disguise the fact that this is literally just a drop tower. You can find this at any carnival in the known universe. Mm-hmm. But strangely enough, I really like this story. I've got to say, if nothing else, I do kind of like this story. And another thing that I really like about Dr. Doom's Fearfall as well is it's a lot more intimidating than it's a lot less intimidating than the ride itself actually seems. Once you are up in the air, you know, depending upon which side you're on, you can actually take in some pretty great views of the area. I mean, I've been known to see the whole of International Drive. You do get a pretty good view of the Orlando Eye if you're sitting around towards the back. And, you know, if you're towards more of the front, you'll be able to see a great panoramic view of Islands of Adventure.
See, and I don't even not dislike heights. I mean, I'll ride Rip Ride Rocket, you know, and, you know, occasionally checking to see if there's a shark that happens to be swinging up the track or something. But, you know, I'm in a very secure harness and the coaster track itself. And Dr. Doom's Fearfall, all you have is the seat underneath your keister and your feet are dangling free. And I'm sorry, if there's nothing underneath my feet at that height, I'm going to start turning 60 Shades of Green, you know what I mean?
Not even a turn into the Hulk, right?
Oh, no, man. Oh.
But I You know, you do actually end up going down faster than, like, the normal speed of gravity.
Oh, well, that's a plus.
That is a plus. I think it makes the ride, it gives it that little bit of thrill ride element, even if this is controversially a thrill ride. I mean, I don't find this all that scary. Like, I am more intimidated by roller coasters than I am by this.
Yeah, that I don't get. I mean, that is so fascinating. I love that.
It's just fun. I don't know. To me, it's just kind of fun. But honestly, for what it's worth, this ride, even though it is fairly decent, I would stop at decent. I think, you know, even if it does have that cool little story element to it, that doesn't really disguise what this is. This is no more than a mere drop tower with a little bit of theming to it. You could argue that Tower of Terror, which we mentioned earlier, takes the theming and the story up way too many notches, which is why I would rate, you know, that higher over this any day. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I want to go ahead and give this a 3 out of 5. I think that this is a decent attraction, but not much more than that.
I don't know. I just have so much trouble trying to wrap my head around the story that's being told. I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's just very hard for me to latch onto. And, you know, at least with Tower of Terror, of course it's not going to be able to compete with Tower of Terror. We've discussed the idea that maybe we could do like a versus between Fearfall and Tower of Terror, and I'm just not sure that there's really a whole lot to compare it on.
It's almost not fair to compare the two.
It's really not. It really isn't. But, you know, it does its duty. It does what it's supposed to do, and like you said, it does better than Six Flags just slapping the superhero logo sticker on. So, ultimately, I can do this ride, but this comes more from the fact that I just think the theming is more lackluster than what it could be. So I'm giving this a 2 out of 5.
Okay, so that's going to be a 3 out of 5 from SurferClock and a 2 out of 5 from TAP-G. Now, if you do plan on riding this ride, make sure that you're free of heart issues and high blood pressure, back or neck issues, motion sickness, fear of heights, sensitivity to strobe effects, or fog effects. Please refrain if you've been through surgery recently or if you're pregnant. Make sure any and all prosthetic limbs are secure unless you want to see them go flying. Now, service animals are not permitted. Open captioning is available, as well as assistive listening devices, and this is for the televisions in the queue.
The height requirement is 52 inches or 132 centimeters, but let's be honest, I don't think that many little ones are clamoring to go rocketing up in the air. In any case, you should be able to have enough upper body strength to keep your head back as you accelerate upward. You should be able to grasp the shoulder restraint with at least one upper extremity and independently maintain an upright position when seated, and definitely must be able to absorb sudden and dramatic movements. Also, your legs, prosthetic or real, must extend to the edge of the seat or terminate below the knee. And, as you might have guessed, those in wheelchairs and scooters will need to transfer.
For me, this is a once-in-a-while ride.
This is totally not my thing. I don't do these kinds of rides.
Well, to be fair, I can barely do roller coasters.
And this kind of thing is so far out of my comfort zone.
Well, if you are a thrill junkie and you find Tower of Terror to be much too stuffy and themed for you, Dr. Doom's Fearfall may be just your ticket. Just don't ask TAP-G to ride with you.
Pretty please. I don't like being afraid, but I don't want it harvested out of me either.
Besides, that's what Halloween Horror Nights is for.
So, that wraps up Marvel's Superhero Island at Islands of Adventure.
Well, what's wrong?
Well, we did all 4 rides at Marvel's Superhero Island, and we didn't get a chance to do any Batman or Superman 64 jokes. Not even a Darkwing Duck reference.
We didn't really have the setup or scenario to warrant use of them.
I know, but still.
Look, I was gonna save this for you for your birthday, but here.
What is it?
It's a bit I wrote for you a while back. I thought you would get a kick out of it.
Can I do it now? Can I?
Probably best to save it for another review.
I better start practicing. I am the technical difficulty that breaks down your favorite ride. I am the broken phone at the base of the roller coaster.
Thanks for listening, everyone. I'm SurferClock.
And I am the Florida tap water when the Dasani is too expensive.
And we're What's the Attraction?
Where our work is your vacation. Can I do it now?
The episode's over, dude.
How about now?